My husband handed me divorce papers on our anniversary. It was a temporary maneuver, he said, to appease his pregnant mistress until she gave birth to his heir. Then he left me to die in a storm and forced me to give my blood to save her, threatening my parents' graves when I refused. He called me a blood bag and expected me to wait patiently for his return. He thought he understood his pragmatic wife who loved him deeply. But today he was about to meet the queen, the one who would take his crown, his company, and his entire world. My husband handed me divorce papers on the 5th anniversary of our company's founding, in the penthouse apartment our success had bought. He called it a temporary legal maneuver. I don't understand. My eyes were fixed on the bold text. Petition for dissolution of marriage. Below our names, Kyle Lopez and Aimee Ramirez, were printed a font that was cold, clean, and final. Kyle loosened his tie, a gesture of casual disinterest as if he were discussing a minor dip in quarterly earnings.
It's quite simple, Aimee. Karma is pregnant.
The name landed like a fist to the solar plexum. Karma Wells, his executive assistant, barely old enough to rent a car. The air evacuated my lungs in a single, painful rush. 5 years. 5 years of late-night coding sessions, shared takeout containers, and whispered dreams. A partnership. A love story. A fiction I had written and stewed in all by myself. Pregnant? You told me you didn't want children. We agreed. Because of my condition. My inability to carry a child to term. A wound so deep we had architected our entire future around it. He had held me through the grief, swearing that my mind, our partnership, was all he would ever need.
People change.
A temporary maneuver. I repeated, the phrase tasting like ash. My mind was a frantic scramble, trying to find a foothold in a reality that was crumbling beneath me. This was a strategy, a cruel, elaborate play, to manage an unstable mistress. You want me to sign this as a formality? To placify her?
Exactly. She needs to feel secure. A contract. Once the baby is born and a proper trust is established, we tear this up. Nothing really changes between us, Aimee. You'll still be my partner, my wife, in every way that matters.
I stared at him, searching for the man I married, the one who once traced the faint scar on my palm and called it the first line on the map of our shared empire. He was gone. A cold, calculating stranger wore his face. You want me to divorce you so you can marry her, have her child, and then you expect me to just wait for you to come back?
She's young, Aimee. A bit volatile. This is a practical solution. Think of it as a strategic investment in stability. We can't have a scandal tanking the stock, not with the acquisition pending.
So, I'm a line item in your risk management portfolio?
Don't be dramatic.
He reached across the table, his hand covering mine. A flicker of annoyance crossed his face.
Aimee, we built this company. You and I. That doesn't change.
Everything just changed! You're having a baby with another woman. You're asking me for a divorce? What part of our life hasn't changed?
I knew you'd be emotional. Look, in a year, maybe 2, I'll arrange a quiet divorce from her. I'll provide for them, of course. Then you and I can remarry. It's clean.
And what happens to her? To your child? Are they just another temporary maneuver? He shrugged, a gesture of such supreme indifference it chilled me to the bone.
She'll have a settlement that will set her up for life. The kid will have a trust fund. It's what men in my position do. It's pragmatic. And to show my commitment to our partnership, I'm not contesting the asset division. You keep your full 50% of the company. You can move into the waterfront condo. It's a good deal.
A good deal. He was liquidating our marriage like a failing asset. The kind, brilliant man I loved hadn't been corrupted by success. He had been revealed by it. This cold, ruthless strategist was the real Kyle Lopez. What did you expect, Kyle? Did you expect me to thank you for the generous terms of my own destruction?
I expected you to be smart.
He snapped, his patience gone.
I expected you to understand what's at stake. I still love you, Aimee. You're the only woman I've ever seen as my equal.
The memory of him whispering those same words on our honeymoon, a promise under a canopy of stars, was a fresh stab of pain. He loved my mind, my ambition, my utility. He loved me like a well-designed piece of software. He had never loved my soul. "You're right," I said, my voice flat, dead. "It's a very good deal." I picked up the heavy, gold-plated pen he'd placed beside the papers. He watched me, a snug smile of victory ghosting on his lips. He thought he'd won. He thought I would fold, as I always did, for the good of the company, for the good of us. He had no idea that the entity he called us had just been pronounced dead. As my fingers closed around the pen, his phone buzzed on the table. He glanced at the screen, and his entire face transformed. The cold CEO melted away, replaced by a look of such tender, unguarded concern, it stole the breath from my lungs.
Hey, baby. No, of course you're not bothering me. What's wrong? Is the cramping back?
I watched, paralyzed, as he listened, his browed with a worry he hadn't shown for me in years.
The doctor said what? No, don't panic. Stay right where you are. I'm on my way.
He paused at the door, turning back as if recalling a minor loose end.
Just sign it, Aimee. We'll talk tomorrow. Wait for me here.
The door clicked shut, leaving me alone in the wreckage. The untouched anniversary dinner sat on the table, a mockery of a life I no longer had. I didn't wait. I took the divorce papers, my purse, and the gold-plated pen, and walked out of that penthouse. I drove not to a lawyer, but to a place he didn't know existed. A small, soundproofed office I'd leased under a shell corporation 2 years ago. My fail-safe. The city lights blurred past, no longer a symbol of our shared victory, but the battleground on which I would take back my life. Kyle had just handed me a declaration of war, and he had no idea that I was the one who had secretly written the rules of engagement. The anonymous office was my sanctuary and my war room. It held nothing of our shared life, only the tools of my trade. A bank of monitors, a server humming quietly in the corner, and a whiteboard covered with algorithmic equations only I could decipher. This was the real me, the architect who built the company's digital fortress. Kyle was the face, the sailor. I was the code. And code, as he was about to learn, is law. I spent the night not weeping, but working. I pulled up the company's foundational documents, the corporate charter I had drafted in a caffeine-fueled haze 5 years ago. My fingers flew across the keyboard, navigating firewalls and back doors I had built into our own systems. And there it was, Clause 1138, Section B, the poison pill. A seemingly innocent piece of legacy about shareholder responsibilities in the event of a moral turety crisis. It was a time bomb I had planted at the very beginning, a relic of a younger, more paranoid me, who had read one too many stories of female founders being pushed out by their male partner. I had almost forgotten it was there. Kyle, with his focus on deal-making and public relations, had certainly never known. It stipulated that in the event one co-founder's personal actions threatened the company's public standing, say, by impregnating an employee and attempting a sham divorce, the other co-founder had the right to trigger an immediate internal audit and asset lockdown, pending a full board review. It was a corporate nuke, and Kyle was about to hand me the launch codes. My phone buzzed, dragging me from my work. It was Kyle. I let it go to voicemail. He called again, and again. Finally, a text appeared.
Aimee, where are you? I came back and you were gone. This isn't like you. Call me. Stop being hysterical. We need to talk. This affects the company.
The company. always the company. I took a deep, steadying breath and called him. He answered on the first ring.
Ailey? Thank God, what the hell is going on? I came home to an empty apartment.
I needed some air, I said, my voice a carefully constructed imitation of weary resignation.
You needed air? You walked out on our anniversary, you won't answer your phone. I thought something had happened to you.
The manufactured concern was almost convincing. Something did happen, Kyle.